Hi friends, I am Ved Prakash. Today I'll give you demo on how to import multiple flat files into SQL Server database using SSIS package. In my previous video I explained how to import a simple CSV file into a SQL Server database table. Today I'll take little bit complex example, but I will explain it each and every bit of it, so it will be easier for you to understand. In this demo I'm going to use for each loop container. I need to explain the concept before I go for the actual demo. For each loop container is basically this concept has come from .NET. In .NET we have for each. It is little bit easier form of for loop. In for loop we have to tell to our loop how many times it has to run, so we have to give the limit, the number how many times the loop will run. But in for each loop container you don't need to worry about that. You have to just say, hey, go to this location and read as many files are present there. So we are going to take benefit of that, and we will solve the business scenarios so that they will become beneficial for us. What can be business scenario? This can be like multiple salesmen are coming with the data and dropping their files into a particular location. Then our SSIS package is importing those flat files, processing the data and inserting the day by day data into database. So programmer doesn't need to worry how many files are going to be put every day and he just need to say that as many files are present there, please take them and process them and insert into database. So let us start with one package. I have already named the package so that I don't waste your time. So I'll start with for each loop container. Here is the for each loop container. Before I go ahead, I want to show you that I have two folders here in my C drive. Inside SSIS folder I have two folders. One is flat file source and another is flat file destination. Concept is to take whatever flat files are in the source and process them, then move them to the destination folder once they are processed. So the example today I am taking is simple example. I am considering that there are multiple employees joining into an organization in the different offices. I consider three offices: New York, Los Angeles and Washington DC. So I will be using these folders in my example. So I took for each loop container. In that for each loop container, I'm going to take one data flow task and one file system task. File system task. I'll connect these two. The idea is that in data flow tasks, I'm going to process the data, and finally in file system task, I'm going to copy those files from source folder to the destination folder. Because I want to do it dynamically for as many files present in the source folder, I want to use some variables. So I'll create few variables here. I'll name them like current file, I'll make it as string, and I'm not going to give any value here because it will pick up the value dynamically whatever file is being processed. And I'll create another variable. I'll call it flat file destination. Flat file destination. And I'm going to give the path of destination folder here. You can make this also dynamic, but it is not target of my today's demo. Okay, so now go ahead. So now I have one variable current file, and I have another variable flat file destination. Now inside data flow task, I need to process the data which is coming from my flat file. So obviously I'll take one flat file source. What is okay? Here is a flat file source. So I'll take this and I'll select one file there. It is not required at runtime, but to give it initial value, I need to select it. You can select any of the file. It will give us preview. I don't need to do anything else in this. So I'll say OK, and then again columns are coming name and date of birth. I'm considering mainly two columns, name and date of birth, in my CSV files. To make it more visible for you, I'll show my CSV file. I already told in my previous video, if you don't know about CSV files, it's very simple thing. So here I have name and date of birth of each and every employee which is joining. So after taking flat file, I'll move this data flat file to the SQL Server table. So I need to connect it. I need to use one connection here for destination. I have one already. I'll use it same. I have explained it how you can do, how you can create new one in my previous demo, previous video. So I'll select employee table here, then mapping. So I have one table already in my SQL Server. That table has three columns: name, date of birth and city. So if you see, I have one extra column here, that is city. I want to store in which city these employees have joined. So what, but I don't have any input column here. So for now I'll say OK, and I'll create one derived column. I'll create one derived column because I don't have this column inside my flat file. The concept is to use the name of the file, and name of file will be like that. It will include the name of the city. So my derived column will have derived column name city and I'll take variable current file and because it is coming from CSV file, the data I need to typecast to dt_str. So how to typecast, I'll show you. You go to typecast and you take the type in which you want to typecast it. You need to give length. I'll take 250, that is 250 or 200 or 500, whatever is okay for you. So let's take 300 and code page is 1250. I'll explain in another videos what is code page because this video is becoming very long. So now we have dt_str and length 300. Okay, now I can say here that map my input column city to my output column city in the SQL Server database. So now I have for each loop container that has data flow task, that has one flat file source, derived column, edu.net destination. So if you see, for each loop container has data flow task. Whatever is happening in this data flow task and file system task will repeat for whatever we set in this for each loop. So what I'll do, I'll take collection, I'll say my for each loop container that please see this folder flat file source and see the file types CSV only. Make it fully qualified, no problem. Variable mappings, I'll take current file variable here. Because it is going to iterate through all the files. Okay. Now, so it will do all the tasks which are inside for each loop container as many times as many files are present in that folder. So after processing entire data, I'm going to move these files. For moving these files, I'm going to say I'll not use connection here, I'll use a variable. And in my source, so I can say here whether to override destination or not. So for now I am saying true, so that files will be overwritten. So if you don't want to overwrite the files, you can say false, and then you have to move those files manually or using any file watcher service or something, so that you don't get error because file exists. If I say override destination, it will not give me error and it will override the existing files. So operation is copy, and I have source connection, so I'll use source connection only. I'll keep it false, and source connection is flat file connection manager for source folder. So I think I'm okay now. So I'm okay now, and let us give a try. Let us give a try. Well, very well. So at the first time only it ran well. Okay, but you see, it is giving us path instead of city because we said fully qualified path. So now I want to process it, make it more useful so that it has only city name. So for that, what I will do, I will have one SQL task, and I will put it outside this for each loop container, so that after doing everything it will process the data. The purpose of using SQL task here is to tell you how this SQL task works, and you have lot of flexibility to do something with your data after importing it. So here you can call stored procedure and you can do whatever you want to do in that stored procedure. So I have one connection, I'll use that, and I have created one stored procedure, very small stored procedure. So that stored procedure is doing nothing great, but it is taking the entire file path and then it is breaking by substring and taking the portion where name of the city is there in the file name. So I'll call this stored procedure inside that SQL task. So there is nothing great in this. I don't have any parameter, so I don't need to do parameter mapping. Otherwise, if you have parameter, you can write it here, then you can say what is the parameter name, then you can say data type of that parameter, input or output direction, and parameter name. Whatever parameter name you have given inside stored procedure will come here, and whatever variable you are naming, it will come here. So I don't need this because I'm not using parameter. So I think I'm great now. Okay, so let us for now delete this data. You can do so many things. I am deleting it because I want to make it simple demo. It is already very long demo, so I deleted it. I don't have anything here now, and now I'll run my package again. Good. Let us see the output now. Wow, that is what was expected. So I have name, date of birth and city now. So this is how you can import your data dynamically, as many number of files you need, and I have not used any validations or anything. You can put validations if file name is not coming correct, and you can use error output. There are so many things which can be used, which I'll explain in my other videos. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.